We build our backyard fences to exact specifications, assuming that what stops us will stop everything else. 6 feet of wood is usually enough to stop a person cold. To a human, this is a formidable physical barrier. Our anatomy works against us here. We carry heavy, dense muscle mass in our lower bodies, and our overall power-to-weight ratio makes vertical leaping highly inefficient. Without a running start to build momentum, we are firmly grounded. But local suburban wildlife looks at that exact same cedar fence differently. They don't see an impenetrable wall. They see a simple kinetic puzzle. To understand how biology defeats architecture, we are going to run a stress test. We will pit the biomechanics of North American wildlife against escalating fence heights. Ultimately, human architecture is a direct reflection of our own physical range, a standard that frequently underestimates the specialized engineering present in our own backyards. Let's start with a standard 3-foot garden fence. For a coyote on the prowl, this baseline obstacle is barely a speed bump. A coyote doesn't actually clear this height with a clean, arcing jump. Instead, they rely on a specialized technique known as the scramble hook. Here is how the mechanics work. The animal's front paws hook over the top edge, creating a fixed anchor. The back legs drive kinetic energy diagonally into the wood. That forward momentum is caught, anchored, and redirected straight up into vertical lift. Through the scramble technique, the barrier itself provides the solution. An animal doesn't need a high vertical leap if it can effectively hijack the surface friction for leverage. Now we escalate to the standard 6-foot American privacy fence. As we saw earlier, this represents an insurmountable standing jump for most humans. Yet a white-tailed deer clears this exact height with absolute ease, and they do it from a near-complete dead stop. These leaps are powered by a specialized configuration below the knee. Deer lack heavy muscle mass in their lower legs, relying instead on a lightweight system of rigid bone and thick, durable tendons. This enables elastic recoil. As the deer jumps, those lower leg tendons act like a mechanical spring, compressing under load to store energy, then violently snapping back. As this chart shows, the tendon spring mass model yields vastly higher energy return than standard human muscle contraction. Because this spring mass model is so powerful, the deer launches completely over the barrier. It never needs to touch the wood for physical leverage at all. Elastic recoil turns a massive vertical leap from an act of exhausting brute strength into a highly efficient act of energy conservation. Finally, we reach the ultimate residential barrier, an 8 to 10-foot security fence. To beat this, we look to the apex predator of the suburbs, the mountain lion. Clearing this extreme height requires moving past the efficiency of elastic recoil. The mountain lion relies entirely on raw, explosive power. We measure this capability through power-to-weight ratio. A mountain lion has a massive density of fast-twitch muscle fibers, tissues heavily concentrated in its hindquarters, specifically designed for short, intense bursts of power. This highly specialized muscular anatomy generates an immense amount of instant launch force. A mountain lion can propel itself up to 15 feet straight into the air from a complete standstill. At this level of evolutionary engineering, vertical human barriers cease to function as obstacles. To a mountain lion, an 8-foot fence is simply a slight variation in the terrain. We surround ourselves with static, unyielding wooden structures, while local wildlife continuously deploys highly evolved, escalating biological capabilities to navigate them. A sealed backyard is only actually sealed against creatures built exactly like us. The next time you find wildlife wandering through a walled garden, remember they didn't break in. They simply possess superior biological hardware that makes our walls completely irrelevant.